Hello there friends, this is Dota News. Right now, the esports world is in a bit of a calm before the storm when it comes to huge tournaments. But get ready, because Elite League, Dream League, PGL Wallachia and ESL One Birmingham are just around the corner. And still, I've managed to gather some pretty interesting news for y'all. Mira got banned, LGD's in big trouble, Grubby left Dota 2 and much more. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. Let's start with the Chinese esports scene, because it's under the weather again. Team Aster's body isn't even cold yet, and rumors have surfaced that LGD is bankrupt, and like they can't afford to set up a proper bootcamp. Interestingly, similar rumors circulated last November when Ame during his stream mentioned that the org was struggling to pay salaries. Yet, I have a special mad theory that Xiao 8 has just a new training strategy, preparing his players at his home, with whips and all that. However, when the news started spreading, LGD's manager clarified the situation. The main issue was the high cost of bootcamping in Shanghai. Moreover, the team does have its own training base in Hangzhou, but the players disliked it and convinced the management to stay at Xiao 8's home instead. Yet, this explanation doesn't cover all the problems. For instance, the rumor that the Chinese org can't pay its players remains unaddressed, and the team's Steam player profiles hint at possible internal issues. For example, this one has unemployed in his status, or even homeless. It seems likely that we might see some reshuffles in LGD soon, or even a complete disband, or even they will cease to exist. And that seems logical, because they haven't achieved notable results worthy of the top Chinese team for some time. In case you didn't know, OneWin made an online tournament named OneWin Series, boasting a $100,000 prize pool with teams like Team Spirit, Liquid and Virtus.pro invited. And it seems that such a modest prize pool led to the fact that teams didn't take the tournament seriously. Or maybe it's because of the reputation, but I don't really care. Anyways, for instance, even the idea of Entity beating Team Liquid 2-0 was something I could have only dreamed of. And Spirit 2 managed to get knocked out by Mao in their first game. Speaking of which, there was a minor scandal related to this tournament involving the Dragons. In a match against Mouse, a player nicknamed ZXC Dead Inside joined and played as Spirit's position 4. And as it turned out, it was Corbin, the team's manager. Corbin and Dragons received quite a bit of a backlash because the fans didn't appreciate this joke. However, as Corbin later explained on his stream, it was Mira. He simply received a community ban, which prevents joining servers. As a result, Mira had to log into the game using Corbin's account. So it turns out that Corbin or Team Spirit isn't to blame here. It's Valve who initiated the wave of the community bans. Many pros got it, by the way, but then the devs fixed it all. Now guys, be attentive please. The Eastern European teams might miss the International in Copenhagen this year because of the events that are happening right now in Denmark. The Danish Minister of Culture, to put it mildly, has a less than favorable view of Russians and wants to ban them from competing in all European tournaments. This concern isn't exclusive to Dota, but also affects a CS2 major happening right now and other tournaments to be played in Denmark in the future. Add to that all the visa issues Russian players already have, and well, you know. For example, 9Pandas, the CS2 team, didn't make it to the major, which started last week, specifically because of the visas, and they have been replaced with another team. Can you imagine, like if Virtus.pro, for example, in Dota couldn't reach TI because of visas, and for example, Entity was taken instead? Of course, it's all still just discussions, and nothing has been settled in yet. And the International in Copenhagen is still some months away this autumn, and a lot could change by then. We will stay put and keep you updated. Arteezy and his team has decided to withdraw from Elite League, a $1 million tournament with Team Secret stepping in to replace them. And the reason behind this decision is quite intriguing. Instead of competing in a major tournament with a significant cash prize pool against top teams, Shopify Rebellion prioritized training sessions, Dream League and LAN events. They decided to do it basically because the players are not at a bootcamp right now, and playing an online tournament from different regions would be extremely inconvenient. convenient, so to say. Thus, focusing on qualifiers without suffering from a 200 ping in official matches makes more sense. Additionally, they need to secure a spot for Riyadh, now a new international with a massive prize pool. And by the way, guys, do you know why Shopify doesn't have a bootcamp? Their mid player Yopaj couldn't get a visa for all the required events because the UK is no longer part of the European Union. So yeah, visa issues strike again. Anyways, speaking of Elite League, again, it has a $1 million prize pool, so which teams are qualified? In the Eastern European region, everything went as expected. 9 Pandas easily defeated all the Tier 2-3 stacks and advanced to the main stage. In China, a team with a cheater made it through. Moreover, it's Old 11's new team, Cav. Their Position 4 player, Imitator, participated in official matches using an account with a VAC ban. According to the tournament's rules, this is not allowed, but it seems that the organizers and Valve just don't really care. Well, okay, what can we do? In other regions, no surprises either. Mana has no Falcons or quests, so Miracle and Enigma Galaxy qualified without any pressure or even effort. Finally, my dear Enigma fans, a first place finish somewhere. Entity also didn't have any trouble in the qualifiers, while the new Mouse roster failed to overcome them. Yeah, guys, Grubby is depressed over Dota. Yeah, you heard that right. On a recent stream, Grubby, as usual, was playing Dota and losing matches. Nothing out of the ordinary for many players. But then, unexpectedly, he made a statement. Shortly, Grubby actually loves Dota. He regards it as one of the best MOBA games out there, but the community and players are just appalling. Playing with the chat muted feels like losing points and not truly engaging with the game. What also disheartens him is our toxic community, where even minor mistakes become a source of hate. If any of you for some reason doesn't know who Grubby is, he's a former professional World of Warcraft and StarCraft 2 player who within a year reached the immortal rank in Dota. The community really loves him because he's a cool and kind guy. He also visits OG's podcasts, he plays with Dandy and all that. A top lad. So the community quickly reacted to his decision, splitting into 2 groups. Some people agreed with him, believing that the Dota community is indeed one of the most toxic and harsh. Others just mocked Grubby, arguing that toxicity exists in every competitive scene, whether it's Dota, CS2 or any other game. Like, the whole world is full of cheaters, bad people, ruiners and toxic players, so stop whining. My guys, what do you think about it? Was Grubby right in his critique of Dota? Is the community really that dreadful? Write your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, who could have thought? Gorgc didn't ignore this incident and chose to defend Grubby. He said that Grubby is just a normal individual, so facing a barrage of criticism daily is immensely stressful. It's a huge shift from World of Warcraft and StarCraft, where you might not get criticized at all, to Dota, where you could receive 9 reports just for being who you are. This atmosphere, in Gorgc's view, was pretty demotivating for Grubby to continue playing. While Gorgc is helping Grubby shake off the tilt, you can too help me with a subscription on Patreon. You know, guys, getting any income from YouTube is pretty hard, and I don't want to advertise scamming websites, so I really need your help. If you've got a chance to support me in any way, the link to my Patreon is in the description. Thanks in advance. But hey, one more thing about Grubby. Here's another possible reason why he left. It turns out Jenkins pretended to be BSJ for a whole year, spamming Grubby's DMs about lifestealer builds. Holy crap, can you imagine? All because Jenkins has BSJ as his nickname in Discord. Poor Grubby. Who knows, maybe this revelation was the real reason why Grubby left Dota, not the toxic community. Or is it the toxic community? Anyways, as we all wait for the next patch, Virtus.pro player FNG has shed some light on how the new strategies emerge in the current meta. It's surprisingly straightforward. Just open any Team Falcons replay and copy their heroes. For instance, Virtus.pro wanted to try out Tiny as position 3 or Lashrak in the mid lane following his buff. However, testing such strategies requires practice against experienced teams, where everyone is already playing their hardest. Naturally, experimenting with new ideas against strong teams is risky, and it's easier to stick with the proven strategies. This is where Falcons stood out, showcasing unconventional drafts and demonstrating to all teams that certain underappreciated heroes can indeed be viable, essentially giving them the green light to innovate. Hence, it's not hard to see why Falcons have been dominating. Their bold ideas ideas haven't yet been countered by any other team. This innovative approach fully justifies Falcon's victories. And now a story from Reddit. A fascinating post about how Revenant's Brooch is currently a broken item that needs nerfing. Long story short, the Redditor says that this single item can completely turn the tide of the game. Most Dota players, heroes and builds focus on armor now, and armor items are extremely meta, like Shiva's Guard or AC. And any agility hero, for example, gets too strong if buffed with additional armor, and that's basically the reason why no strength heroes are in the meta right now. And to defend yourself, you build armor as well, lots of it. But when Valve added Revenant's Brooch, any additional armor gets meaningless, because you do magic damage instead of physical damage. Yet, that's not even the primary concern. When the Brooch was finally reworked, all skills and just attacks dealing physical damage consumed mana and used a lot of it, meaning you couldn't just spam Mars's rebulk against creeps without running out of mana immediately. According to the Redditor, this mechanic balanced the Brooch. But now the item's main issue is the instant switch of attack types. There is no cooldown on this switch, nor any balance in mana consumption between hitting creeps, for example, or heroes or whatever. It's as if this aspect was completely overlooked. Recall Lashrak, for example, whose ult could be toggled instantly without cooldown a year ago. The situation here is pretty similar, where a hero can fight with the Brooch's effect on and instantly switch to physical damage when an opponent activates BKB, for example. So the Reddit community seems to agree with this issue, but what do you, dear friends, think? Should the Brooch be nerfed, or is it balanced? I personally am tired of one-shot PAs with Broochs or morphs with Kandas. This has to be addressed. Valve, give me back my MMRs. Anyways, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to share your thoughts about the video in the comments below. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.